Welcome along to the latest transfer roundup then. It's myself, James Mason, and next to me, Bobby Jackson, who are going through the main stories of the day then. And two confirmed, transfers for you then. It's two players that have extended their contracts, where we're starting off at Old Trafford. Manchester United, Axel Tuanzebe and Andreas Pereira have both extended their deals. Tuanzebe until 2022 and Pereira for an extra 12 months. Now this really continues the sort of philosophy under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's trying to keep the young players at the club. He's trying to build foundations. Two sort of good extensions for you?
I think so. I would say more so to Tuanzebe because of the issues they've had defensively, and he had that great season with Aston Villa last time out. He's been at Watford previously as well, hasn't he? So he's a player that I think maybe is just starting about to knock on that door for first team chances at Old Trafford. The fact they've given him a new contract suggests that he might well be in Solskjaer's plans. Pereira, one that's been around United the last few years and sort of in and out of that first team. So good news in terms of that one as well. I think he's got a bright future, but Tuanzebe is the one for me that stands out a little bit more. It's just a question now whether they can get David De Gea tied down to a new deal. I think that's the key one.
Yeah, David De Gea, of course, there's a lot of talk going on about him, and it could be a little bit more difficult, you'd feel, to get De Gea to tie himself down. Another rumour that's going around, James Tarkowski. Leicester City apparently going for him.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting one, and this is one of those that needs a few pieces of the puzzle to be put together before it might come off. Leicester have inquired to Burnley about the availability of James Tarkowski, and that's because they fear they might lose Harry Maguire. Both Manchester clubs interested in him, and we've spoken plenty about that already. So I suppose the focus should be more on Tarkowski. They've been quoted a fee of between 30 and 40 million pounds, which is a lot of money. If you consider that Maguire, if he does go, will be around about 80, 90 million pounds, it's half of that fee, so they'd still have further funds to invest. It's one of those, I mean, I saw you raise your eyebrows a little bit then, and I think many will, but in the modern market, you just don't know anymore, do you? The fact he's English, he's played for England as well, he's one of those homegrown players that you can bring in to fill the squad. For me, he's definitely not a 30, 40 million pound player, but if Leicester are that desperate, they might have to pay out the money.
Yeah, I mean, I always say this, but at Burnley, it seems to be that Tarkowski, Michael Keane, when he's there, they got the sort of plaudits, whereas a player like Ben Mee didn't get anything. He's a left-footed centre-half, and you think, why not go for Ben Mee, to be honest? That's probably where I'd be going, but obviously we don't have the money, we're not in charge of the club. Now we'll finish with a story coming out of West Ham United. It involves three different players, all with the same club. Now we'll start with that man, the Austrian international Marko Arnautovic. Bit of a problem child he is. He's meant to be going to China. Now there's apparently senior sources from West Ham have said they've taken a terrible deal to get Arnautovic out of the club because everybody wants him gone. His teammates, his manager. Again, he's really thrown his toys out the pram. Looks like he's going to China in around sort of £25 million.
Yeah, as you say, they've been quoted as saying it's a terrible deal, but such is the seriousness of this situation now. It's not the first time he's tried to force his way out. They just want rid, and understandably so. No one in England's going to touch Marko Arnautovic again anytime soon, if ever, because of the way that he's acted at the London Stadium. So, unsurprisingly, they're now scouring the market for potential options. They had been linked with Maxi Gomez earlier in the transfer window, and it appears that he's probably going off to Spain. Valencia are very keen on him. He's currently at Celta Vigo, and a move in Spain looks to suit him a little bit more. He won't have to up sticks, move country, and potentially then struggle to settle again. So Salomon Rondon is the name that's now emerged as the latest target for West Ham, and I think that would be a fantastic deal. He had a great season on loan at Newcastle last term. Absolute madness, everything that's going on at Newcastle, of course, and the fact they're not signing Rondon on a permanent deal just adds further to that story that's going on at St James's Park. But I think West Ham, knowing that he can deliver in the Premier League, it was 11, 12 goals he got last season.
Yeah, first time he's got double figures in a Premier League season. Rondon.
He's been at the Copa America this summer, hasn't he? So that might just delay things a little bit in terms of him returning back home. He's not going to stay at West Brom. He won't go back down to the second tier.
No, and he's only £16.5 million. You say only because in today's market, that is an absolute snip. And yes, he may be 30 years old, getting on to 30, but still, for a player that has proven Premier League quality, score goals in it, you'd feel that any team would really be willing to pay that amount of money when you're seeing all these huge inflated fees for even centre-backs now. I mentioned Maguire and players like that. So yeah, Rondon to West Ham I think would be a perfect fit, and I think someone that Manuel Pellegrini would really, really like. Well, that's our comments on this one. Let us know yours, and you can get in touch on social media, Twitter and Facebook. And also, don't forget to click that subscribe button on YouTube.